Welcome back to Casual Bias Rugby. It is the Rugby World Cup prediction time. It's the business stage of the tournament, the quarterfinals. Certain teams had an easy run, other teams had a tough run. But I mean, all of that goes out the window. All that matters is this coming weekend. Got a couple of good games. A couple of very good games. The first game up, of course, will be Wales versus Argentina. I almost forgot to give you the intro. Let's get into it. Starting off with the first game, we got Wales versus Argentina. And I mean, I had these guys totally different in their pool stages when it got to the predictions before the World Cup. I actually had Wales to get grouped. Of course, I had Australia to top it, which was shocking. And I had Argentina to top their group, and they almost got grouped to Japan. Now, I mean, Argentina's just been so underwhelming. Of course, I would love for Argentina to win this game, just because it's North versus South. You know, how we do it here at Casual Bias, always the South. But I mean, Wales have been very impressive. I mean, just think about the performance against Australia. Now, yeah, it isn't the best Australian team by any stretch of the imagination. But I mean, still a statement victory. Anytime you can put up a good score against a team that people doubt you against. And I actually had Australia to win that game, obviously. But I mean, impressive by Wales so far. They've done their business. They've played their game, played to their strengths. And you can't knock that at all. Is this thing correct? Let's just do it like this. Argentina, very underwhelming at the start against England. I think that was probably one of the worst Tier 1 performances I've seen in a very, very long time. Literally just got dismantled against the 14-man English team. Of course, you have to put props or give props to England for that performance. But I mean, why Argentina, terrible performance there. Struggled against Samoa. Up and down performance against Japan. And now going up against Wales, who's got some decent momentum behind them. So I've got Wales to win this game by 8 points. If you look at the betting odds, Wales 1.5 times your money back. I'd throw on like a -4 handicap on Wales. I think it's still a 1.9 return, 1.87 or something like that. So yeah, I'm backing Wales to take the first quarterfinal on Saturday by 8 points. By the way, make this an interactive video. Let me know what you think about every prediction. Give me your predictions, okay? Moving on to quarterfinal 2, and it's an absolutely massive game. You've got Ireland versus New Zealand. Jeez. I love New Zealand. Like, I truly love New Zealand. If I wasn't South African, New Zealand would be my team. But I mean, Ireland is a scary, scary team at the moment. Just the momentum that they are carrying, and the fact that Ireland are probably chasing the longest winning streak ever, that I think is New Zealand, with about 17 or 18 wins. And New Zealand has the chance to break that or defend their own record is absolutely insane. That just makes that just puts something extra into the game. So with a couple of injury doubts in that Irish team, it makes it a bit closer. I think overall, with both teams at their best, I just think the game suits Ireland a bit better. Of course, you know, there's a thing called rugby heritage, where they've never been in the semi-final. New Zealand love these big games. But of course, people keep on mentioning Ireland beat New Zealand in New Zealand. This is very tough to call. Goodness. I'm going with Ireland to win this game. I just think they've been a bit more battle-hardened from the pool stages. I think the month before the World Cup, New Zealand had like a month off, came back against South Africa, struggled there. Then had a tough game against France, and then had easier games again where Ireland, throughout the pool stages, they played South Africa, they played Tonga, which is a very physical game, and then of course they beat us and Scotland on the final game. I just think they're a bit more battle-hardened than New Zealand at the moment. Of course, I would love New Zealand to win this game. Don't get me wrong, but I'm going Ireland with with a slight victory, and I'm going with 4 points. I think Ireland takes it by 4 points. It's tough to admit that you think Ireland's going to win this game when you want New Zealand to win this game. Yeah, let me know what you think about that one. That one is almost the toughest one to call for me. So, yeah, moving on to quarterfinal number 3, we got England versus Fiji. Of course, Fiji beat England right before the World Cup, but Fiji, after the game against Wales and Australia, they've been so underwhelming. Of course, they lost against Portugal the other day. I didn't expect it at all. They lost me some money as well. By the way, I didn't even mention it. The betting odds on the Ireland versus New Zealand game, 2.3 times your money back on New Zealand, 1.76 on Ireland. If I was to bet on that game, it's just a straight Ireland victory, 1.7 times your money, 1.76 times your money back. Not too bad at all. Going on, England, Fiji. I've got England to win this game. I just think Fiji I love Fiji after those performances against Georgia and Portugal. They've not filled me with confidence at all. I think it was very basic and very average performances. I think the better the team is, the better Fiji performs. When they can just run out, go with flair, just play with some personality. And I don't think England is the easiest team to do that against. I do rate England's defence somewhat. England also very, very average, in my opinion. Scraped past Samoa. Should have lost that game, to be honest. Smashed Argentina, and I had some higher expectations for England, but I mean, I'll give England the victory, and I'll say England by 12 points. I think they'll do this comfortably by just taking the penalties. As soon as there's a penalty, just take the points, take the points, take the points, take the points. But you can't be playing Owen Farrell in that 12th position. Just throw on George Ford or Owen Farrell in that 10 position, and then you throw on your centres, Tuolagi, Ollie Lawrence. There you go. Sorted. Okay. Moving on to the final game, quarterfinal number 4, South Africa versus France. Now, as you know, this is casual bias rugby. I'll always back the boys, so I'm not going to predict France to win this game. I mean, we could have had our worst team ever, which is that team of Zane Kirshner and Elton Yankees and stuff under Alistair Coetzee against Prime 2015 New Zealand, and I would still predict South Africa to win. So that is where the bias comes in. But I mean, I would be lying if I don't say I'm absolutely shitting myself thinking about this French game. Just to think France are at home. It's written in the headlights, Dupont's return. The crowd will be absolutely insane. And of course, there's so many people. It's good for rugby if France goes on to win this game, wins the Rugby World Cup. It's good for rugby. But I don't care what's good for rugby when it comes to the Bokke. I wanna beat the home nation. Of course, most people would say that the winners between quarterfinal 2 and quarterfinal 4, they'll probably play in the World Cup final. Of course, could be speaking too soon, but I mean, it's just my prediction, and I think it's fact. It's gonna turn out to be fact. But I've got to say the Bokke is going to win this game. Otherwise, I'm not a true South African fan. So, but I am bricking myself. It is terrifying to think we have to play against France, and I mean, I wouldn't have wanted to play against New Zealand either. It's just tough. It's like choose your poison or pick your poison. Anyway, France with a 1.79 return, South Africa with a 2.24 return. I'm just throwing the straight win on South Africa, 2.24 times the money back. I think our boys will be up for it. France will be up for it as well. It's going to be a physical game. I don't see too many points in the game. Both teams don't concede a lot of points. So if you want to say South Africa under, I think it's 45.5 points, or France and under 45.5 points. I don't think there's a lot of points in this game. I think it ends like, for instance, 18-10 or 2015 or something like that. I don't think either team scores too many points in this game. Anyway, let me know what your official predictions are. I'm very excited for it. See you next time.